Oh my god, dude, the Absolute Universe is just one giant cesspool. Everything here is cooked. I've been covering Absolute Batman on my channel, which I highly recommend you check out, but I figured it's time to make my way over into the other stories because for any who do not know, Darkseid created the Absolute Universe, creating these alternate versions of the DC heroes, and if there's one person Darkseid truly hates, it would be Superman. You can't convince me he wasn't filled with joy putting this version of Superman's life on hard mode. Bro, it's really bad. You can't help but feel sorry for this version of Cal. Any move he makes, he gets beat for it. He is a true victim here. I know Darkseid is just eating popcorn watching this dude's life be hell. So check this out, Cal's parents were geniuses on Krypton, but because they questioned the ruling class's authority and decisions, they were blacklisted and essentially banished to work as laborers for their whole lives. I shit you not. Soup's mom wrote an essay criticizing the government at the age of 9, and they kicked her to the curb. Imagine being in 3rd grade saying that the government is bad, and the president personally makes sure your career is obliterated. Crazy work. They eventually discover that Krypton is dying though, so they build a spaceship and try to plead to the science guild to hear them out about the planet's destruction, only to find out that these assholes already knew and were creating ships just to save the upper class and leave everyone else for dead. Cal's parents take as many Kryptonians as they can when Krypton begins to erupt, but one by one, every ship is getting blasted by giant chunks of kryptonite. One by one, Cal has a front row seat watching all his loved ones die. And this is crazy too, because as we all know, Superman was a baby when Krypton blew up, but he sees all this death and destruction happen as a child. Bro, Crypto had a ship too. Darkseid didn't even let the dog live. Nasty work. And after Krypton explodes, he is left in isolation for nearly a year and a half, going insane in the spaceship before he finally lands on Earth and meets the Kents. And it's rocky at first, but eventually he and the Kents connect and everything seems like it's gonna play out normally. But nah, Darkseid can't allow that to happen, because in this universe, instead of LexCorp existing, we got Lazarus Corp, ran by none other than Ra's al Ghul. They find out that the Kents are hiding him on their farm and they launch a full-on assault and even attack John Kent. And at this point, Cal is pissed. He's watched everyone he loves and cares about get blown up. He was stuck in isolation for over a year, and when he finally finds a place to call home and a new family, he gets attacked for it. He crashes out so badly against the Lazarus Peacemakers that he ends up scaring the Kents with his powers, which hurts Cal's spirit, so he ends up flying away thinking he can never find a true family again. For years he wanders around Earth trying to help people, but this world and its people are literally abused and beaten by Lazarus Corp to the point that everyone Superman has ever helped and saved are unironically hoping for Superman to just bring the hammer down, which is so sad to see, man. You know it's bad when the people of Earth want Superman to crash out in anger if it means getting rid of Lazarus Corp. And speaking of these guys, good lord, I haven't even mentioned the guy who serves Ra's al Ghul in this universe. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Absolute Brainiac, arguably the most deranged version of his character we have ever seen. Dude was programmed to shovel failed version of himself for, I shit you not, 137 years by another Brainiac until he eventually took his own life, and this one just took over afterwards. Just imagine having to shovel people that look exactly like you for 137 years straight into a liquefying machine, and imagine what that would do to your psyche. Brainiac takes the mad scientist to an insane extreme by shrinking people's skin from their bodies and just committing the most twisted forms of experimentation and torture onto people. And Ra's and Brainiac are just obsessed with Cal and everything that he can do. After they trick him when he lets his guard down, they begin mentally torturing him for weeks. No bullshit, they put this poor dude in a genjutsu. Ra's wants to turn Cal into a weapon that can carry out his legacy, and Brainiac wants to see what makes Cal tick and try to break and corrupt his mind. Cal constantly resists, but by the time he escapes, he is literally at his breaking point. This version of Superman has no one. He watched everyone he loves die. He's been driven into a perpetual state of isolation for years, moving from place to place. Every person he helps ends up getting screwed over, and the bad guys for weeks have been doing non-stop sessions of constantly torturing his mind. So in conclusion, Darkseid is one of the greatest haters in all of fiction, and we can only hope that this version of Superman rises to the occasion after having his life be a non-stop session of pain and misery. I think seeing him overcome all this would actually be extremely badass for any version of Supes. But what do y'all think? Please share how you feel in the comments below, and let me know if you want me to cover the other Absolute stories, because Wonder Woman is peak. I hope you all have a good day, and please stay safe. Peace.